If you struggle with movement in Counter-Strike, I want to show you guys three important tips that I know you guys aren't doing, especially if you are a lower rank in CS2. These tips are very important and all the pros do everything I'm about to talk about, so make sure you guys watch the whole video and write some of these down. But before I tell you guys these very important tips, if you guys want to instantly sell your skins, you should check out the sponsor of this video, SkinPlace. The sponsor of today's video is SkinPlace, a site where you can instantly and safely sell skins for real money, and it only takes seconds. To get started, you need to log in via Steam, choose the skins you want to sell. Next, choose a withdrawal method. Currently available Visa and MasterCard cards, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and balance on the site if you plan to withdraw money later. Enter your wallet number. Don't forget to use my promo code LouisCS for a 3% deposit on your first sale. When you have filled in all the gaps, click receive money, and voila, the funds will arrive into your account soon. I left the link to SkinPlace in the first comment. Have good sales. All right, so the first tip I want to talk about today is micro adjustments. Now, micro adjustments are very important because I see a lot of people, like for example, if you're sitting close ramp right here, they'll just be standing still and not moving. Now, what a micro adjustment is where you're just sitting here kind of ADing, you want to not be a sitting duck. And this is very important because a very experienced player, someone that might have better aim than you, can simply just hard clear this and kill you and literally just aim where your head is. But imagine if you were sitting here moving like this and he peeks out and pre-fires right here. You then have the advantage on him. So it's very important that you're always moving around and making sure you're not standing still, because if you are standing still, you're just going to get peeker's advantage, because that is a very big problem in CS2 right now. So you guys want to make sure that you're doing these little micro adjustments, just strafing back and forth. So then it also messes up the other player's crosshair placement, because if they swing and you are doing those little micro adjustments, he's going to have to move his crosshair, especially if he starts spraying. He's going to have to adjust his spray, which a lot of lower players have trouble doing. So you definitely have an advantage if you do this. All right, the next tip I have for you guys is make sure you're always swinging with one key. Now, I have a little tip for this, and I'll just show a little example like I'm swinging from ramp. What I mean by swinging with one key is that when you swing out, you always want to be holding D, and then you counter strafe with the A key, right? You always want to make sure you're holding one key, especially if you're a newer player. You don't want to be swinging holding W and D and then counter strafing with two keys, because as a newer player, it's definitely easier just to hold D and then counter strafe with A. Now, one way to remember this technique is if you imagine a T. So if there was a T right here where I was swinging out a ramp, you want the straight line of the T to line up where you're aiming, and that'll help you kind of understand how you should swing, because right here's the top of the T, and then this is, the bottom part of the T right here. You could also do it for connector. If this is the top of the T, this is where I'm aiming for the bottom of the T. You can simply just swing across the top of the T, and then I'm, obviously aiming right down. So if you just imagine this little T drill when you are swinging, I mean, you could do it anywhere. Like if I want to peek triple from Palace, right here is this part of the T, and then towards triple is the up and down part of the T, and I'm just swinging along the top of the T to kill him. Now, this is a very good technique if you are a newer player to remember when you are swinging, because you can apply it to almost anywhere. Like you can apply it to bottom con, you can apply it to window, just imagining that you are the top of the T and where you're aiming is that straight part of the T. So if you are a newer player, even an experienced player, because some people fail to do this, just try to keep that in mind the next time you're playing or deathmatching. Now, the last tip might be hard for the newer players in the game to understand this, but it is macro movement. Now, macro movement is the little movements that the players do for like rotations or setups. Like for an example, let's say I know someone's on cat and I see someone jump spotting B and there's a lot of pressure. Chances are they're going to do the get right in jail crossfire. And this is a macro movement that you need to understand, because if you do understand macro movements, you can simply just come here and almost pre-fire these guys and just kill them and destroy their setup. There's also other things you have to understand, like teammates peeking off each other. Like let's say, for example, you're in a 1v2 in market right here. And what the setup is there is a guy on van, and then there's a guy literally just hiding on empty pillar right here. And this guy would say something like, hey man, just peek off me, peek off me. If you can understand these things, movement to react will be so much better, because you can just simply just sit here and bait a shot. This guy's probably going to tuck once you start to do some damage, and then you instantly know that this guy's going to be swinging you, and you'll be able to hit some pretty good counter strafes. And also, if you have really good crosshair placement as well, that can help you in these certain situations. But just understanding these macro movements from these players, like understanding how this guy rotates from window. I was scrimming 9Z the other day. We would smoke off window, their opera would instantly rotate to market window. So if we knew that we wanted to do a B walk, we would simply just come here and just pre-fire this opera and instantly kill him because we understood his macro movements. Now, this tip definitely develops the more you play Counter-Strike. So if you are a newer player, really try to understand peeking off your teammate, setting up good crossfires. So if you guys are wondering where you can watch that sort of stuff, you can simply just watch some pro players stream some good games over on Twitch, or you can just download a demo or a POV on YouTube. But those are all the tips I have for you guys today. So hopefully you guys learned a lot. And if you think I missed something, make sure you guys comment down below what I missed. I reply to all your comments and appreciate all the criticism. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for some daily CS2 content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.